Hello, and welcome to my 31st October. I'm Lucky27, and this is a series of stories I have often told about my life. Today's story is entitled Down at the Crossroads. Today I'm going to talk about the day my mom and a poltergeist scared me onto the straight and narrow. Now, I'm not sure if it was a true poltergeist. That's just what other people and my own research have said it most likely was. Either that or a low-level demon. A little backstory first. As I have stated in previous videos, the more paranormal side of things has always been known to me whether I wanted it or not. My mom was never in my face about it, but she too knows what goes on behind the veil. But I was mostly around people that knew little to nothing about what we could see or know, so I thought I was crazy or making things up, because my grandmother told me I was, and my mom didn't really talk to me about it. I've always been drawn towards trying to understand these things. I was told my whole life, up to a point, that the things I saw and experienced were all in my head. But then I gained access to a wondrous building, the public library. Now, this was before Google existed. Computerized encyclopedias were on a compact disc, and good luck actually finding the information you wanted on them. The internet was nothing like the information hub it is now, and we didn't even have a computer at home until I was 12 years old. So the library was my second home. From around the age of 9 or 10, I began to utilize the library to research things I probably shouldn't have had access to. I was just looking for anything at all like what I had experienced, and there was a lot of information I really didn't need to know that was bad for me. As an example, the first time I found out that certain books got flagged at libraries when they get checked out was when I was about 11 or 12, and I brought home 3 books on Jack the Ripper. My mom had a fit because she said she didn't need the FBI at her door because her youngest was into weird things. By the time we left that state, the internet was beginning to pick up speed in information sharing. Plus, the library in the new place we moved to was not great. So my research continued online. Fast forward to this story. I was about 15 years old when this happened. We were living in a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom duplex. We had moved there maybe 2 years prior, and nothing spooky had happened there in that time. At the time, I really didn't see the harm in the research I was doing. It was on simple things, like the origins of Halloween, and what modern witches had to say about the Salem witch trials. Also about succubi and incubi and demons. I was reading the cases of Ed and Lorraine Warren and about hauntings that movies had been made about, like the Amityville Horror and The Entity. I watched every horror movie I could get my hands on at the time, and these things lived rent-free in my brain for years. It made me feel less crazy to see and read about these stories because I had no other outlet or education about these things. But then everything changed. So the setup of this duplex was quite nice for me. I did have the smallest bedroom, but it was away from the other bedrooms, which were down the hall. But my room was a central space. The only window in the room faced the entryway, so I always knew when people were at the door. The walls of my room shared space with the open concept living room, dining room, kitchen area, as well as the laundry room and the garage. My room faced towards the hall that led to the other bedrooms, so I was connected to just about everything. The only real complaint about my room was the sliding wall closet doors that were full-length mirrors. As those of you who may have seen other videos of mine would know, I hate mirrors. Mine was covered in stickers and the like to keep it covered as much as I could. My bed was a captain-style waterbed and took up most of the room I had, so I had no choice about seeing these mirrors. So I was lying in bed one night. I don't remember what time of year it was, nor am I completely sure if I was 15 or 14, but it happened around that age. It was around 12:30 at night, and I was listening to music to try and fall asleep. This was a nightly thing, as I suffered from anxiety and insomnia since I was a small child. Thankfully, since being with my husband and trusting in him to keep me safe while I sleep, I have learned how to sleep better, especially since joining my profession. But during the time of this story, I was on my own in a sea of doubt and vigilance. My boombox at the time fit into the headboard of my bed and had a bright green light that illuminated when it was turned on. I was listening to music while staring absently at the wall the green light was shining on when I saw what looked like the shadow of a large rat rush across the light. I quickly got up and turned on my bedroom light to find the rat. I took everything off my bed first, as it would have had to run across my pillows to make that shadow, but I couldn't find it. My room was so small that it didn't take me long to search everything, but I couldn't find anything. Some would say I should have gone to my mom then, but it was 12:30 at night. My mom had a bedtime, and though she knew I didn't usually sleep until after 3 or 4 in the morning, I was expected to stay in my room and make no noise. Plus, my first pet had been an albino rat, whom I loved very much. Rats don't bother me unless they're violent. So I wasn't overly concerned about the situation. I just turned off my light and got back into bed. I was just starting to nod off, around 1:30 or 1:45-ish, when I was woken up by the sound of breaking glass or ceramics. Now, I had these corner shelves from the dollar store that tacked into the wall via razor blade, and they didn't stay on the wall very well. We also had a teen boy that liked to play wall ball on the garage wall, and sometimes the vibration would make my shelves fall. I thought that that's what this was, and I got up and turned my light back on again. Never mind that my brain didn't put together that it was 1:30-ish in the morning, so that boy shouldn't have even been out there. But nothing was out of place. I knew I'd heard something, so I sat and I listened. I thought that maybe one of my family members had broken a glass in the kitchen trying to get some water, or that perhaps somebody had been trying to break in. But I heard nothing else. I even left my room and turned on the lights in the main area just to see. But no one was there, or even awake, as I could hear my family snoring. So I went back to sleep, or tried to. Now, like most teen girls, my bedroom walls were covered in posters and cutouts of things and people that I liked. My mom had helped my sister and I sponsor animals as a Christmas gift when I was, I think, 14. My sister's was a dolphin, and mine was a wolf. My sister didn't keep up with hers, but I did with my wolf for years. They had sent me a poster of a wolf as a gift for my sponsorship, and I had it proudly on my wall. I actually think I do have it somewhere. Anyways, I used to tape everything to the wall with Scotch tape because my mom didn't like holes in the walls. So somewhere around 2:30, this wolf poster of mine fell off the wall. This wasn't too strange since it was only held up by tape. So I just got up and put it back on the wall with more tape. No big deal. And back to sleep I tried to go. This story will be continued in part 2. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the journey. I'm not sure how often I'll be posting something here, so leave a like, hit the subscribe button and the bell so you get updated when I do post. If you have questions or want to know more about something I've said, leave a comment and maybe I'll make a video explanation on the subject. But please be polite and courteous with the comments. My feelings don't get hurt, but the world has enough hate and judgment in it. It doesn't need yours on this video. If you think you know who I am, please don't leave a comment guessing my identity. Just send me an email at the address in the description box. Thanks again, and I'll see you when I see you.